We back at it from One Piece chapter 1029, and here we are for the breakdown. Now, this was definitely a jam-packed chapter, you feel me? So it's gonna be a lot that we're getting into. It's one of those chapters that the more you read it, the more small things that you notice. So we're gonna talk about all those small things. Man, I gotta tell y'all, as I stated in the review, a lot of characters have grown and jumped in my eyes ever since Wano began. You had a perception of some of these characters, and now with the arc approaching its climax and Oda just revealing so many things about these different characters, I'm like, bruh, I'm feeling it, okay? So the cover story, Bonnie eating with some sea otters. The significance for me comes from the fact that Bonnie is one of the supernovas that I expect to come to Wano, or it's just weird that so many supernovas in Wano right now and Bonnie isn't. Now, I'm sure Oda has something special planned for Bonnie. Again, the supernova, as on a whim as they are, like they were characters that were just introduced on a whim. Oda just felt like he needed some characters in the story. They are so integral for some of the major things that's happening in One Piece. Like for real, like Bonnie at this point is setting up some endgame stuff because of her affiliations with the world government, her affiliations with Kuma, and we really got to see how all this goes down. I mean, any Bonnie on screen, I'm always here for it. So I get it, this is a cover art request, but Oda chooses these cover art requests for a reason. So I wonder if we see Bonnie sometime really soon, because the last time we saw her, we were at the Reverie, and a lot of shit went down at the Reverie. Now we trying to figure out, okay, what happened with Bonnie? Did she manage to help Kuma escape? Did she get captured again herself? Because she was captured, Akainu had her, but then she escaped again. So I remember back then people were theorizing that Bonnie was Akainu's daughter or something like that. I'm not gonna go that far. However, she's important. Right? That's one thing that we know for sure. She's important. So cool cover art request. Now let's get to the chapter. It starts off with our boy Sanji. Now, for whatever reason, Sanji's always the focus of unnecessary hate or just dislike. I feel like the character is an enigma of sorts. It's weird sometimes the hoops people jump through to just try to not like the character. I understand the character is severely flawed, but that's, in my opinion, the beauty of the character, right? I made a supernova tier list with Sanji. Y'all can check it out after you watch this video. It'll be in the link in the description down below. Just a fun supernova tier list based off of the chapter. And people were going crazy. People are so mad that I included Sanji saying he's not a supernova. Where, bro, I get it. I understand he's not a supernova, but based on where Sanji is right now, just how he's always tied to Zoro, I thought it'd be a fun thing to include Sanji. People were big mad that Sanji was included. Like, bro, it's my fucking list. And if I want to include Sanji with the supernova, it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't understand where this comes from, dog. It's so weird to me. But what's also weird to me is why you not sub to the channel. Wow. Now's the time to sub, drop a like, turn on post notifications, and let's get it every week. Bro, damn near every day. Feel me? Sanji can be a fuckboy sometimes, right? He does things where I'm like, bro, what are you doing? But I think one thing about him is that you always realize the humanity in everything he's doing, right? So sometimes while he can be a creep, pervert, whatever you want to call him, there are other aspects to his character that keep him grounded that you can't help but relate to. Not the creepy perverted stuff, I mean for some people maybe, but just the fact that now, right, he just did something spectacular and we acknowledge that as viewers, and people inside the story acknowledge that. And Sanji's worried about his emotions. He's worried about turning into his brothers. Why is that significant? Well, think about everything Sanji went through back then, bruh. Back then, he was getting his ass whooped every damn day by his siblings. His siblings are the epitome of assholes. I remember me and a couple of my friends, we were talking about Luffy and his connection to his brothers, and when Ace showed up in Alabasta, and Sanji probably when he saw Ace and how close him and Luffy were, he was like, yeah, nigga, I don't know nothing about that. Damn, that's really dope that you got brothers you can look up to, brother that looks out for you. I do not have any of that, bruh. My brothers. So his perception of that entire thing is completely warped, but something that he's retained, something that he holds true to his heart, is the fact that he has emotions. Oda said it before, even Sanji's Diabo Jambe, it's activated by his soul. His emotions are a driving force of his character. I mean, sometimes he goes too far with the womanizing, but that's just him feeding into his emotions, right? He's 100% a very emotional character, completely opposite of someone like Zoro. That's why I think they fit so well together. But in terms of duty and situations, he can definitely temper those emotions and make a calculated decision. Not when women are involved, because we know how he is with that. But for instance, on the ship with Usopp, he agreed with Zoro. Right? He was like, you know what? Nami, you gotta chill. Zoro's right. With Big Mom, calmly he called Luffy, do you give me the approval to go against the Big Mom pirates? When Capone showed up, of course, there's so many things going on with that, but the point is, his emotions are a huge part of him, and so at this point, he just did something really fucking cool. But it's like, okay, I have this enhanced strength, the durability, the regen, I know what comes with that, right? My brothers, everything about them I hate. Everything about them turned me into the opposite. I don't want to be them. So I've seen some people try to clown him saying, why are you running away? This is your moment. Bro, think about that situation where you're transforming, you're mutating, and you don't know what's going on, and the first thing you think about is the people that have beaten you, terrorized you, just completely manipulated you emotionally when you were a kid. That is traumatizing. He's trying to figure it out. And if you don't understand the importance of this moment and why he's doing what he's doing, then you don't understand Sanji's character. I'm sorry. And it's not about that for you. And that's cool too, but you gotta understand what's happening here. I don't think it's bad at all. I mean, bro, he is human. Let him be human, bruh. And it doesn't help that he's fighting Queen too, right? Because he's trying to run away, people noticing him say, that's a Straw Hat, that's Blackleg Sanji. Shoot him. Doesn't affect him. And in the background, you got Queen Ass running behind him saying, yo, show me the suit, bruh. Show me the suit. I wanna see the suit. I heard that Judge be enhancing niggas like you. Show me the suit, bruh. He's like, bruh, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? But I thought it was a good scene. I thought it made a lot of sense. If Sanji would have said, all right, it, I'm different now, and just went into fighting, it wouldn't have been Sanji's character because he's always an overthinker. The comparison to Zoro is always apt because they're so different, and that's the beauty in it. Like, for instance, when Zoro got Enma and he had to give up Shusui. For him, it was like, all right, this sword is stronger. I understand the sentimental value behind Shusui. Fuck it, give me Enma. You can take Shusui. I get it. Where for Sanji probably have been like, let me think about it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Shusui, we kind of go way back. Enma, I don't know about Enma right now. They're different, but they're both effective in their ways. So just beautiful. I loved it. I loved that first scene. I did. Now, second floor with the big bitch. If you've been following this channel for a while, you understand that I really love Big Mom. Like, I adore her, especially in the anime. I think her voice actress is amazing. I think how they portray her in the anime, it's funny, it's boisterous, it is chaos. Every time Big Mom is around, it is absolute anarchy, and I love it. And I think for the most part, that theme has followed Big Mom throughout. Everywhere Big Mom goes is anarchy, is chaos, even when she doesn't intend it to be. Sometimes she doesn't even know. Big Mom showed up. Look at how much chaos and anarchy Big Mom caused after she showed up in Wano, right? She lost her memories, people were losing their minds, which is weird, right? And then Queen packed up everything, left Udon, went to Onigashima. That caused Udon to be overrun, which facilitated the raid in some way, right? So for Big Mom now, she's fighting Kid and Law, but Kid can't really do anything right now. He has a random headache, but it's not just a headache. He can't even function, and Law's trying to fight Big Mom. He's like, yo, I need you right now, okay? Stop being dead metal. Stop being heavy metal right now. You're just dead weight, my guy. And Law's doing his thing, right? Holding her off a little bit, getting counter shocks off. Big Mom, again, when fighting her, you're fighting her homies as well. So you can't just worry about her. You gotta worry about all the things happening around you. And Big Mom, she's so damn nimble. I love when she does her somersaults in the air and come down with Napoleon. It is one of the most beautiful things you'll see. And I think this chapter, something I didn't point out in the review is the art. The art and some of the shots just peak. I like reading it initially, it was like, woo, seeing Big Mom's attack. And then we'll talk about, you know, the future things with Killer, but this was a beautiful chapter to read. The illustration was top tier. I think the paneling was great as well. Typically, I don't really care about paneling, but I thought this chapter, a lot of those things, it stood out to me. So I really like that. Now, Kid, what's happening with him? Why can't he fight Big Mom? This is his opportunity. Well, Hawkins happened, right? But before that, we got some dialogue about Kid. Kid, for the most part, has been a character that seemingly always comes up short. In every single situation, it's like, okay, Kid, please get a W. Always comes up short. He can never really accomplish what Luffy does. And somebody said it, I forgot who said it, but they said it and it resonated with me. They said everywhere Kid goes, he makes enemies. And everywhere Luffy goes, he makes allies. That's the difference between the two. And it's true. The easy thing is Kid is Luffy without plot armor, but Kid absolutely has plot armor. I would say Kid is Luffy without as much plot armor, because if Kid didn't have plot armor, he would have died to Shanks. He would have died to Kaido. There are so many instances in which he would have died in a new world. He would have been captured by Sentomaru, captured by the pacifistas, because he had a higher bounty than Luffy and Sabaody. You know what I'm saying? So he has plot armor, but not nearly as much as the main character. So in that instance, he's always going to come up short, which is specifically by design. Not sure if Oda's trying to drill home that the difference again, Luffy's allies versus Kid making enemies, where for Kid to overcome this situation, he's had to ally with Luffy and Law and those guys. And honestly, throughout Roof Piece, we've seen him get to a point where he's thanking people for helping him. Growth. And in this instance, more growth. Because now, self-reflection. I think that's so key for some characters, just having a self-reflective moment, for them looking in the mirror saying, okay, I can't go out like this. It's a subtle moment in Dressrosa when Doflamingo is by himself. We don't see his eyes and he's sweating and he's sitting down. You can tell he's thinking back to the past, and he gets up and he walks away. It's a subtle moment, but I think humanizing a demon like that, it brings you into the character's psyche just a bit more, because these characters, they're human. They have down moments and you love seeing that. And for Kid, as terrorizing as he can be, it was really refreshing to see him have moments like this. Now, Oda definitely has plans for this man. As much as people don't want to admit it, if you want to call him useless Captain Mid for the rest of One Piece, that's up to you. But I think it's clear something is in the cards for Kid. No pun intended, but we're about to talk about Hawkins now. Hawkins versus Killer. Hawkins was a fan favorite. Let me not say fan favorite. Hawkins was one of my favorites towards the beginning of Wano because I thought, hey, my boy was like that. You can't disagree with that. Everything he did, the dialogue, the actions, he was about it. From finding Zoro and Luffy, finding Law, the bathhouse, he was on top of it every single time. Having Law in a quandary because he had Law in a similar situation as he has Killer in now, where he had Law's crewmates and Law had to surrender. Now he's enjoying this. Now, when we got introduced to Hawkins, it was like he's a calm, stoic individual, calculated. Everything is based on the heart of the cards. Like this nigga came from Yu-Gi-Oh! And so Wano's presented a different side where he enjoys the torture. Like he's laughing at Killer, laughing at his bad luck. Now, the detriment to someone like Hawkins and his character is the fact that, bro, you're totally reliant on fate. You're basically saying, well, it's my fate. These are the cards. This is what the cards are saying. So it is what it is. If people went through life that way, they wouldn't accomplish nearly half the things that they have because fate is saying your fate is to do this. I'm not going to get too deep because it could go there, especially as a black man, right? However, you can't always succumb to the fate that either people set for you or what you think your path is supposed to be. So as much as I like Hawkins' character for that, there's some things that goes against the essence of One Piece. You know what I'm saying? But fate is a part of One Piece, 100%. Now, you see all the people around Killer, right? And they're like, yo, bro, let us help you. He's like, no, chill. Because he knows what's going on, right? He's like, chill, don't jump in. And Killer's not fighting back because if he does, he's going to hurt Kid. And Hawkins is already doing some shady stuff, like I said, banging his head into the wall. So Kid, he's suffering over there, again, fighting Big Mom. I don't know what's happened, but Kid and Law, by themselves, they're fighting a Yonko, one of these strongest pirates of the sea. And Kid is getting his skull bashed in by Hawkins right now. That is so wild. Like, you're going against somebody like that, you need to be in tip-top shape. Now, Oda gave Kid some character moments. Now he's giving Killer some. For the most part, Kid and Luffy, they always had comparisons based off of the worst generation, rather the Supernova. Worst generation, that includes Blackbeard, Supernova without Blackbeard. You guys follow. With the Supernova, Kid is the only character other than Luffy to have his right hand as a member of the Supernova. So off of that, we're like, okay, Kid is gonna get some focus. He's important. Killer, he's never gotten the respect that we give Zoro, which I don't think he should have because we hadn't seen much. He was really cool in Sabaody. I loved his weapons. I loved how agile he is. That fighting style, I adore, but we hadn't seen much. Fast forward to Wano, Kamazo versus Zoro. That was still a bit inconclusive, even though he was impressive, he looked impressive, still took an L. And again, the aspects of his character that we knew about was the fact that, okay, he's the brains behind the operation. I've said it before, I'm gonna say it again. He's the closest to Rayleigh in regards to what he presents for his crew, in regards to what a right hand is. Save Ben Beckman, right? He presents the smarts, he's emotional maturity, patience, that's what he presents. Even more than Zoro does for Luffy, because that's not Zoro's character. Zoro doesn't, he's not the smart guy, but he doesn't have to be. That's fine too. However, this is showing the importance of characters like that. So now Oda is showing us that Killer is willing to give his life for Kid. He's like, yo, take my life. If that's what it takes, take me, let my captain go. Bro, how can he not love that, dog? And then Hawkins is trying to drill his beliefs into Killer, where Killer's like, what? You think that they can't be beat. So now you're feeling regret because we've gotten this far, bro. You thought we wouldn't have gotten this far. Look at it. Look at the numbers. They still have the slight advantage, but it started out 30,000 to 5. And now we about to beat the odds. And you still here, a minion mad at yourself. And he's just laughing at him. And I love the fact that Killer went after him, cut his arm off, right? Hawkins pulled out a card, where for me, I thought Hawkins was gonna have an opportunity to fight back. Killer said, nah, come here. The thing is though, not only did he whoop Hawkins' ass, but I think the card is signifying great change. Now, this could be a reach, and you could say it is. And for Hawkins, I guess you reap what you sow. This card, signifying great change, not only applies to what's happening in the story, where the change is coming in regards to new generation versus the old generation, but I think you could also attach it to what happened at the beginning of the chapter. For Sanji, great change happening within his body, where it's indicating the opening of a new path for him and how he approaches things. Now, I don't think he's gonna lose his emotions. A subplot, a very interesting subplot could be him struggling with that, right? Where moments in the story where he's struggling with dealing with situations because he feels like he's losing his emotions. Now, I don't think Oda goes there. It would present such an interesting dynamic if the Straw Hats are traveling and Sanji in certain situations with Nami, he doesn't hit her, but she says something and he grabs her. It's like, oh my God, is Sanji actually changing into his brothers? Again, I don't think Oda goes there, but could you imagine just how devastating that would be for Sanji? And again, it would be another aspect of his character arc that I would find really intriguing, right? Either way, Kid is ready to whoop some ass. Oda is setting things up. I gotta say this, if Kid accomplishes what I think he can here, he has Law's help, but if Big Mom goes down, he's gonna get most of the credit. Like when Kaido goes down, Luffy will get most of the credit, even though Yamato helped, even though the Scabbards helped, even though damn near everybody helped. Luffy's gonna get most of the credit. If Kid does that, he elevates his status and definitely puts himself in position to compete for the One Piece. It is crazy that right now, Luffy, in my opinion, has 3 people that are probably stronger than most of the Supernova under him in Sanji, Zoro, Jinbei, not even including if Yamato joins. For Kid, Killer, in my opinion, stronger than most of the Supernova, right? These 2 are the class of that bunch, including Law, but Law does not even have 1 crew member stronger than any of the Supernova. Does he? Is Beppo stronger than Bonnie? Because a lot of people put Bonnie at the bottom. Is Beppo stronger than Bonnie or Capone? Law, I made a video about it. I was saying Law recruits Hawkins and his crew because, oh my gosh, he needs help so bad. And I think if Law brought Hawkins on, can you imagine going up against the Opie no Mi and the Straw Hat? Not the Straw Hat. And this man with the straw powers, his cards and moving people around. Oh my goodness. They would have you in shambles, my guy. You would have more headaches than you can even imagine. But overall, this is a good chapter, man. It was a fun chapter. He had action, he had character moments, he had great dialogue, he had the Yonko. Listen, man, only thing this chapter didn't have was Luffy, right? And I think we appreciate the chapters without Luffy because you know once the Luffy chapter come back, oh yes. But yeah, guys, give me your thoughts. How do you feel about the chapter? I thought this was an exceptional chapter. The more I read it, the more I loved it, the more subtle things I noticed, the more I appreciated those characters that I didn't appreciate as much before. Kid, Killer, even Sanji. Absolutely loved it. But guys, give me your thoughts. Make sure to like the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Follow me on Twitter at BroggoDAce. Follow me on Instagram at BroggoD.Ace. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate all you guys so much. Guys, again, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
I start doubting me, I felt lost. I rewrite it.